Chosen one. The road you walk is not always paved with ease. Often it's marked by attacks, trials, and hidden enemies, those who seek to pull you down or dim your light. But what if I told you that one of your attackers is carrying a heavy burden of guilt, one that they desperately try to hide? Their actions, driven by this unacknowledged guilt, could be affecting your life in ways you've yet to understand. This revelation isn't just for your awareness. It's key to unlocking the next level of your growth. Recognizing and confronting this hidden truth will allow you to reclaim your peace and strengthen your path forward. The dynamics of spiritual warfare are deeper than what meets the eye, and uncovering the true nature of those who challenge you is a critical part of your evolution. It's time to bring this energy to light, and I'm here to guide you through it. Chosen one, if you have been guided to this channel, it's not by accident. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become a part of the official Kingdom Calls family, so you never miss the divine wisdom meant to uplift and guide you on your sacred path. And type 1111 in the comments to let the universe know you are ready to receive this wisdom. As a chosen one, your path is often clouded by forces that seek to undermine your progress, to misdirect your energy, or to weigh you down with distractions and deceit. There is a unique type of attack that isn't always visible or easily identified, the kind that is wrapped in guilt, hidden beneath layers of shame and cloaked in silence. One of your attackers, someone close, or perhaps someone you least expect, is burdened by an immense weight of guilt, and they are hiding it from you. Their actions towards you may be subtle, yet they are deeply impactful, steering you away from the peace and growth that are your birthright. This individual's guilt is a manifestation of their unresolved inner conflict, and though they may try to keep it buried, it is quietly influencing their behavior and, consequently, your life. The hidden nature of their guilt makes this a particularly dangerous form of spiritual warfare because it's not always apparent to the naked eye. In the spiritual realm, there's a powerful truth. What is unspoken, unresolved, and concealed can wreak havoc on the soul. The person hiding their guilt may be someone who has hurt you or who has been part of your journey in ways you didn't fully understand at the time. But their failure to confront their wrongdoings means that they are entangled in a web of spiritual chaos, and because of the bond between you, some of that chaos may spill into your life. Their guilt may not only affect their own life, but it impacts the spiritual flow around them. For the chosen one who is sensitive to these energies, it becomes an emotional and spiritual weight to bear. You may find yourself questioning your own worth, doubting your progress, or feeling inexplicably drained, even when you know you've done nothing wrong. The question then becomes, how do you deal with an attacker who doesn't even acknowledge their guilt? This is not the kind of battle you can fight with your physical strength, nor with direct confrontation. In fact, confronting them too aggressively could only serve to fuel their defensiveness and delay the possibility of healing. Instead, this moment in your journey asks you to grow in a different way. It's not about pointing fingers or making someone else feel small, but understanding that their guilt is a reflection of their own spiritual disarray, a deep sorrow that they cannot yet face. In this, the chosen one is called to be both discerning and compassionate, seeing the layers of a person's actions and motives, even when those layers are hidden beneath masks of anger, indifference, or hostility. The chosen ones are not meant to fight every battle that comes their way. Many times, your best course of action is not to engage in direct confrontation, but to acknowledge the energy, set boundaries, and protect your peace. This is a lesson in spiritual maturity, learning how to walk in your divine light without being dragged into the darkness of someone else's unresolved issues. Remember, their guilt may keep them tethered to the past, but your role is to move forward, grounded in the truth that you are not responsible for their healing. You can offer compassion and understanding, but you are not meant to bear the weight of their unresolved pain. You are not here to fix others. You are here to lead by example, to shine your light brightly, and to remain anchored in your truth. The moment you allow the guilt of another to sway your sense of self, you surrender the power that God has entrusted to you. You must, therefore, hold steadfast in your divine calling and trust that God will guide you through this challenge. The journey you are on is unique, and while others may try to throw obstacles in your path, those obstacles are simply opportunities for you to rise higher, learn deeper, and grow stronger. The guilt of others, while painful, can serve as a mirror to reflect your own spiritual growth. It challenges you to rise above resentment and to cultivate a deeper understanding of the human experience. It asks you to expand your capacity for forgiveness, not just for those who have wronged you, but also for those who are lost within their own spiritual struggles. But most importantly, it calls you to take full responsibility for your own peace, for your own energy, and for your own path forward. As you continue on your journey, remember this: the most powerful way to confront the hidden guilt of others is by continuing to walk in your own light. You don't need to expose them, confront them, or fix them. Your energy, your strength, and your alignment with God's purpose will speak louder than any words or actions ever could. Trust that in the end, everything will be revealed in divine timing, and your peace will remain intact as you continue to move forward. As a chosen one, you are walking a path that requires immense strength and discernment. The road you walk is not always clear, nor is it always free from the shadows of others' burdens. In fact, one of the most profound challenges you may face is dealing with the hidden actions and energies of those around you, particularly those who harbor guilt but fail to acknowledge it. These unseen forces, these hidden layers, are like ripples in the spiritual fabric, subtly affecting your journey in ways that may seem small on the surface, but are deeply impactful on your soul. You may have encountered situations where the actions of others left you confused, hurt, or questioning your purpose. These situations may seem like attacks on your peace or like burdens that were unfairly placed upon you. But the truth is, the spiritual journey of the chosen one is not about walking an easy, uninterrupted path. It is about growing through adversity and overcoming challenges that would break those who are not meant for this sacred calling. The hidden guilt of others may seem like a wound you didn't cause, but it becomes part of the tapestry you must navigate. It's a reminder that the chosen ones are constantly called to rise above, not just in their own personal growth, but in their capacity to handle the spiritual weight that others try to cast onto them. In these moments of hidden conflict, it's crucial to understand that you are not only being tested in your endurance, but in your ability to reflect and learn from the energy that others unconsciously send your way. When someone is carrying guilt but refuses to acknowledge it, their behavior may manifest as passive-aggressive actions, indirect sabotage, or emotional withdrawal. These actions might feel like direct attacks on your spiritual peace, but the deeper truth is that they are merely an expression of someone else's unresolved conflict. What you must remember is that their unresolved guilt is not a reflection of your worth, nor is it your responsibility to fix it. The only responsibility you have is to continue on your own path, aligned with God's purpose for you. God has chosen you for a reason. You have been given a sacred strength, a capacity to endure hardships that many others could not fathom. But with that strength comes the call to practice discernment. When someone is hiding their guilt, they are not in a state of spiritual clarity. They are trapped in their own spiritual turmoil. And as a chosen one, you have the unique ability to recognize this and rise above it. The challenge here is not to confront them directly, but to hold your ground and protect your own spiritual energy. By doing so, you honor your divine calling, refusing to let anyone else's unresolved emotional burdens deter you from your purpose. This struggle is not only external, it's also internal. It forces you to reflect on how you respond to those who harm you without taking responsibility. Do you give in to anger and frustration? Do you seek to expose them to make them see the wrong they've done? Or do you step into a higher level of spiritual maturity, understanding that their actions are not your battle to fight? This is where your growth lies, It's in how you navigate the subtle and often painful spiritual battles that others may unknowingly bring into your life. And it's also in how you learn to protect yourself, not by fighting or forcing others to change, but by choosing not to internalize their issues as your own. It is also essential to remember that this process, as uncomfortable as it might feel in the moment, is part of your own spiritual preparation. The strength that you are developing in this process will serve you in future trials. It's in moments like these, when you're faced with hidden guilt and spiritual warfare, that your soul is being refined, your wisdom expanded. And while it's tempting to look at the actions of others and focus on their guilt, it is far more beneficial for your growth to focus on your own response. How will you carry yourself through this? How will you protect your peace and maintain your connection to God, even when others are not holding themselves accountable? Your spiritual growth is not measured by how much you can fix or change in others. It is measured by how much you can stay rooted in your divine purpose, no matter the challenges that arise. As you continue on this path, remember that you are not alone. God walks with you every step of the way, guiding you through the most difficult moments and giving you the strength to continue. Each step you take in the face of hidden guilt and unresolved pain will bring you closer to your higher self, to the fullness of your purpose, and to the spiritual clarity that you seek. The path of the chosen one is a journey that leads through many unseen territories, dark, unknown, and often filled with challenges that are far from what they first appear to be. The journey ahead is not just about overcoming external obstacles, but navigating through the complexities of human emotions, the unseen spiritual forces, and the unseen truths of those who cross our paths. You've already begun to see the subtle signs of this in your life, those moments when things feel off, when you sense an underlying tension, or when someone's words or actions leave you with a sense of discomfort, but without a clear reason why. You've sensed the presence of guilt, the shadows of those around you, and perhaps even found yourself questioning if you're simply misreading the situation, wondering whether you're just being too sensitive or too alert to what isn't directly in front of you. Could it be that the spiritual warfare you feel is not entirely your own? Perhaps you've encountered situations where someone's behavior toward you seems especially harsh or calculating, yet when confronted, they wear a mask of innocence, a facade of righteousness. There is no direct admission, no clear apology, no indication that they even see the wrong in their actions. Could this be because deep down they know the truth, but are too consumed by their guilt to admit it? Could it be that one of your attackers, the very person causing turmoil in your spiritual peace, is hiding a deep and unresolved guilt that they are unwilling or unable to face? In moments like these, the mind can race with questions. What do I do with this energy that feels toxic, but I cannot address directly? How do I protect my peace without engaging in conflict? Why does this person seem so determined to avoid acknowledging their own guilt, and how is it affecting me? These questions are valid. They arise because you are walking a spiritual path that is meant to elevate you, not just in personal growth, but in wisdom, discernment, and understanding of how the spiritual world works. But here's the truth. You are already equipped to navigate these situations. God has already instilled in you the strength to see beyond what is apparent, the wisdom to understand that the conflict is not with the individual, but with the unseen forces at play. The guilt they carry is not your burden to bear, nor is it your responsibility to fix. What you need to focus on is how to shield your heart and mind from the negative energies they are unknowingly releasing, and how to remain in alignment with God's will for your life. But there's more to this. It's not just about surviving these encounters, it's about thriving in them. This is where the real challenge lies, the growth that comes from enduring spiritual trials that others may not even be aware they are imposing on you. As you continue to reflect on the deeper layers of this situation, you will begin to understand that these seemingly difficult interactions are opportunities for immense spiritual growth. Are you prepared to stand firm in your divine power, even when those around you are struggling with their own hidden burdens? Will you recognize the spiritual game being played and rise above it, letting God's wisdom lead you to a place of peace and strength? The answers are about to unfold, but you must first let the tension build. The main revelation is approaching. The guidance you seek, the clarity you need, is coming soon. Your journey is about to take a turn, and the tools you will receive will help you navigate this spiritual challenge with grace and strength. The journey you are on, the one that has led you through doubts, struggles, and unseen forces, has never been easy. You've faced moments where the very people closest to you seemed to carry shadows of guilt that were difficult to understand, leaving you to question whether your perceptions were distorted. You felt the weight of spiritual warfare, sensing that the conflicts you were facing might not even be of your own making. Yet, through all of this, you've continued to stand firm, seeking understanding, clarity, and divine guidance. And now, after all the questions, the tension, and the uncertainty, the truth is ready to reveal itself to you. In this moment, God is leading you into a deeper understanding, one that is not simply about surviving these attacks, but about recognizing the spiritual dynamics at play and using them to step into your true power. The guilt that others carry, the unseen burden that they are unwilling to face, is not just a personal struggle for them. It is a spiritual force in your life that God has allowed to cross your path for a reason. What may seem like an attack on your peace, an external conflict that appears to target you, is actually a divine invitation to grow in ways you never imagined possible. The one who attacks you, the one who casts shadows over your light, is not just a physical person. They are an embodiment of the spiritual forces that have a hold over them. Forces that keep them bound by their guilt, their unresolved emotions, and their unwillingness to confront their own inner darkness. This is not about excusing their actions, but about recognizing that their behavior is the result of a deeper, unseen struggle. It's easy to become frustrated or angry with those who harm us, to view them as the enemy, but the truth is that they are just vessels, unconsciously influenced by the spiritual forces they are unable to release. And this is where your power comes in. You are not merely a passive observer in this battle. You are a chosen warrior, and every spiritual challenge you face is designed to prepare you for a higher purpose. The guilt that others hide is not just a personal issue for them. It is a signal, a spiritual key that unlocks your path to greater clarity and wisdom. The more you learn to recognize this, the more you will see how God is using these difficult encounters to elevate you. In the past, you may have allowed yourself to fall into the trap of engaging with these forces in a way that drained you. You may have fought with the person, seeking to expose their guilt, demanding that they face their actions. But now, as you grow in spiritual understanding, you are called to rise above that. You are called to recognize that their guilt is not your responsibility to fix. Instead, you are tasked with learning to shield yourself from their negative energies, to refuse to engage in the low-frequency spiritual battles that they are unknowingly waging against you. You have been equipped by God with the tools to protect your heart, mind, and soul, and in doing so, you can remain aligned with God's will. But God doesn't just want you to protect yourself. He wants you to rise above. He wants you to take the high road, to grow in discernment, wisdom, and spiritual power. And it is through the very trials that others impose on you that this growth will occur. You have been given the rare opportunity to transform the energy of these attacks into spiritual fuel, to use their negativity as a stepping stone to a deeper connection with God and a greater understanding of your purpose. The hidden guilt of your attackers is a mirror to your own spiritual journey. It serves as a reminder that just as they struggle with their own unresolved darkness, so too must you face the shadows within yourself. As much as you may want to blame them, as much as you may want to point fingers, the real work lies in turning your focus inward. What is this situation trying to teach you about your own growth? How are you being called to release the guilt or unresolved emotions within you? This is not just about the external conflict. It is about the internal transformation that God is guiding you toward. This is why the attacks, the challenges, the moments of discomfort are not meaningless. They are invitations for you to step into a deeper level of spiritual awareness and mastery. The more you recognize this, the more you will feel the power to move through these experiences with grace and strength. When you stop focusing on the behavior of others and start focusing on your own response, you take back your power. You stop allowing the guilt of others to shape your energy, and you begin to shape your own destiny. The spiritual warfare you are facing is real, but it is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your next phase of growth. You are being called to stand firm in your divine power, to embrace the strength that God has instilled in you, and to rise above the negativity that surrounds you. The guilt of those around you, their unresolved shadows, will no longer have the power to control your peace. You will learn to protect your heart from their toxic energy and to use their attempts to destabilize you as a launch pad for your own spiritual elevation. You see, God's plan for you is greater than the conflict you're facing. The trials, the challenges, the people who cross your path with their unresolved guilt, they are all part of a divine design. They are tools in your spiritual toolkit, allowing you to sharpen your discernment and deepen your relationship